Mongolia means land of the Mongols. The word Mongol has debatable origin, but is linked to their word for brave. The Armenian endonym was Haik, before adding on the Persian suffix stan, for place. Haik derived from the legend Haik, the great-great-grandson of Noah. The exonym, Armenia, is of unknown origin, possibly linked to an ancient kingdom. It was simply what the Iranians used to refer to the people to their northwest. Iran means land of the Aryans. Arya, an old Iranian word for free or noble. The former Latin name Persia is from the place Persis, coming from the Pars tribe who lived there. Kazakhstan comes from the word Kazakh, deriving from a Turkic root for wanderer, reflecting the Kazakhs' nomadic culture. Azerbaijan, land of the holy fire, where Aser is Persian for fire, and Baijan roughly translates to guardian. Historically, the Azerbaijan province was a large basis in Zoroastrianism, where fire is the main symbol. Georgia's endonym, Sakartvelo, means land of the Kartvelians. Kartveli, a region in Georgia, related to the word for cattle pen. The exonym derives from the Persian term Gurj, translating Georgia as the land of the wolves. Pakistan was originally an acronym for 5 northwestern regions of the British Indian Empire: Punjab, Afghania, Kashmir, Sindhu and Baluchistan. Pak also meaning pure in Persian. Afghanistan derives from the Sanskrit Asvakan, a name used for ancient inhabitants meaning horsemen. Vietnam comes from the Chinese Nam for south, and Viet referring to the people, or possibly the hatchet/tool they used. India is from the Indus River, named from the old Sanskrit, Sindhu, meaning river. Neighboring Arabs referred to it as Hindu, and the Greeks used Indus. The Indian endonym, Bharat, is a shorthand form of the Sanskrit name, which itself refers to the Bharata tribe. Bharata possibly meaning carriers. The name Indonesia comes from the Greek Indus, meaning India, and Nessus meaning island, translating to Indian islands. Thailand was originally named Siam, possibly from the Sanskrit Siama meaning dark, later named Thailand in the 20th century, Thai meaning free man. The full name for Saudi Arabia can be split into Saudi, from the dynastic Al Saud, meaning House of Saud, named for an ancestor of the royal family, and Arabia, meaning land of the Arabs. Yemen is possibly from an old Arabian word Yamnat, meaning right side, in reference to the Arabian Peninsula, while some sources say it comes from Yam, meaning blessed, in reference to its fertile lands. In Oman's case, while some believe it has an eponymous founder, it's primarily believed to come from an Arabic word for settled people, to contrast against some nomadic tribes. Turkmenistan comes from the Turkmen, a combination of Turk and the suffix men, meaning almost Turk, referring to the tribe's status outside Turkic dynasty. Uzbekistan's origin is disputed. It can either be Turkic for free, or from the legendary Khan, who was Khan. The word Japan is an exonym, introduced through early trading. An old Malay word for Japan was Japang, deriving from the Chinese Japangu, and this was brought to Europe by Portuguese traders. It was originally referred to as Wa in China, and later Yamato in Japan, before it later changed to Nihon, when the prince addressed himself as the emperor of the land of the rising sun, to the Chinese emperor, and both countries eventually abbreviated this expression for Japan. Chinese regions had many names, but the whole country was often referred to as the name of the current dynasty. During the Song dynasty, Zhongguo began to be used for China, Zhongguo meaning Middle Kingdom. One dynasty before the Song was the Qin, which is believed to be the main origin for many different names for the nation. In 1542, a Spanish explorer named the Philippian Islands, Leighton Samar, after the then Prince Philip, the islands eventually becoming Las Islas Filipinas. Malaysia is a combination of the word Malays, likely coming from the Tamil for mountain, and the Latin Greek suffix ia, for land of. Singapore, similarly, is a combination of the Sanskrit Simha, the lion, and Pira for city, though lions are not native to Singapore. The Maldives probably derive from the Sanskrit, Maldiva, for garland or flower necklace, or from the fact the first kingdom of the Maldives was Devamari, with the people being called Divahin, meaning islanders. Qatar comes from an ancient Roman writer, who referred to the area as Qatari around the 1st century. Lebanon is named for Mount Lebanon, which originates from a Phoenician root for white, referring to the white peaks of the mountains. Syria comes from Assyria, an important Mesopotamian civilization. Palestine is also an older name, possibly coming from the Egyptian or Assyrian, Peliset, in reference to the Philistines who settled in the area. Kyrgyzstan is a combination of Stan, meaning place, and Kyrgyz meaning 40, possibly in reference to the 40 tribes of the legendary hero Manus. Bhutan's exonym is from the Tibetan word Bod, meaning end of Tibet, since Bhutan is the southern extreme of Tibet. Its endonym is Drukyal, translating to land of the thunder dragon. Bangladesh similarly means land of the Bengali, Bengal going back to the Iron Age Vanga kingdom, and Desh from the Sanskrit for land. Korea also derives its name from the 12th century kingdom Korea, the name itself possibly from a combination of words translating to lofty or high walled city. In South Korea, the endonym Hanguk comes from the original Samhan, Han meaning big and Sam meaning three, for the three kingdoms of Korea, while in North Korea, the name Chosun or Joseon is used, meaning morning calm. Taiwan literally means terraced bay, though it has had many names, including Formosa, coming from the Portuguese for beautiful island. Similarly, Sri Lanka is a combination of Sanskrit words meaning resplendent island. Cambodia is also from the Sanskrit for land of the Kamboja, which itself is in reference to the legendary Indian sage Kambu. Brunei could also be influenced from a Sanskrit word, Veran, for seafarers. Jordan is named for the river Jordan. Jordan itself possibly from a Hebrew word meaning to flow down. And Iraq, similarly, relates to an Arabic word for lowlands or shore. Likewise, Kuwait is from Mesopotamian Arabic, which translates to fortress built near water, while Bahrain is a dual form of the Arabic for sea, Bahrain translating to seas. Myanmar's origin is vague, but believed to come from an indigenous root Ranma. On the other hand, Timor-Leste quite literally means east-east, Timor from the Malay, and Leste from the Portuguese. The Arab Emirates are named after several emirates, with Emirates from the Arabic Emir, meaning prince, and Arab from the Semitic root for nomad. Tajikistan translates to land of the Tajiks, Tajik referring to an old Arabic tribe. Laos similarly is named for the Lao people. Nepal's name origin is debatable, but it's likely from a compound of Nipa, for foot of the mountain, and Allah, for abode.